You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Thursday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
Today is a very special day.
Oh.
Because it is National Chili Dog Day.
Oh, yeah.
And is one of the only days of the year that we get to play the version of Jack and Diane where all the lyrics are changed to sucking on a chili dog.
Sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a chili dog.
It's one of my favorite days of the
Sucking
year.
on a chili dog.
I feel like this version of the song is about as old as this show, and I always think of them together, you know? We're just growing old together.
This is my favorite
Sucking
part.
on a chili dog, sucking on a dog,
Sucking on a chili
dog, chili, sucking on a chili dog.
And then there's like a part where he breaks out into like the harmony coming up.
Yeah.
On a chili dog, sucking on.
Here we go.
Get ready.
Sucking on
Chili dog.
sucking on a dog,
Sucking on a chili dog.
So we hope you are able to suck on a chili dog at some point today.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We've got a blockbuster long weekend here on the station. All long weekend, we're just going to be playing songs from movies, which is pretty cool. I wanted to see what song has been played the most in film and television.
Like what songs hit the most soundtracks?
Could you take a guess on what song has been played the most?
I mean, just based on the sheer number of war movies I've heard it in, my brain goes to Fortunate Son by CCR.
Not even in the top 10.
Really?
No.
Is it something by AC/DC? Feels like they've been around, or maybe a Zeppelin?
No.
Queen.
Nope.
Really? Am I wrong for thinking it's a rock song?
There's not a rock song that is actually even in the top 5.
In that case, I would assume it's some classical piano nonsense.
The song that has been used the most in film and television is Montel Jordan's
This is how we do
Here I am thinking like, oh, it must be some like Mozart or something going all the way back to the beginning of film. Montel Jordan?
Since its release in 1995, it takes the record for 52 appearances
Wow.
in film and TV.
I would wonder what the split is in that 52 between movies that are using it as an actual like serious, this is how we do it pump up song versus movies that are using it to make fun of a dumb nerdy character.
Sure. It goes Montel Jordan in at number 1,
Okay.
Salt and Pepper's Push It in at number 2.
That makes sense.
It's got Etta James, that At Last.
Such a good song, and it fits so many different moods.
Coldplay's Fix You is in at number 4.
That's too bad.
That Maisie Star Fade Into You song, which I feel like it's just like the instrumental
I
that's
can't
used
even
in it.
think of what that is.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, September,
Yeah.
in at number 6.
Sure.
Chumbawamba's Tub Thumping.
Honestly surprised that one's not higher.
Yeah, in the 90s, that was used a lot.
Yeah.
Katrina and the Waves, Walking on the Sunshine.
Another one that should be up there bigger, yeah.
Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On.
And any movie with even remotely funny sex scene.
And then coming in at number 10 is Rupert Holmes with the Pina Colada song.
Oh, is it like, do you like pina coladas and getting lost in the rain?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty fitting.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, not one rock song. Like you'd think some of these action movies.
I totally thought Born to Be Wild would be on there.
Ooh, yeah.
Or even like a Staying Alive by the Bee Gees.
Yeah. Magic Carpet Ride, I feel like, is in a lot of movies.
Think about how many movies have like Bad to the Bone when there's a bad character that's appearing and like that didn't get up
Little
there.
Georgie Thorogood, even just the instrumental, like the opening guitar of that song. I've heard that so many times. Are
Right?
you telling me there's more Montel Jordan out there?
Montel Jordan is making a living just off of movies playing his music is what I'm learning here today.
Fat royalty
And
checks.
that's how he does it.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, since we've got our blockbuster long weekend coming up, we started looking at the most popular songs that are used in film and television here. And I figured we could do like a little wavelength test with this based on some of the guesses that people were taking on what they thought was the most popular songs in film and movie. I want to see where we stand, what movie comes to mind when you hear the song.
Ah, yes, because there is a classic 12-year age gap between us, and also like growing up in the Northwest Territories versus growing up in Ontario. We led different lives.
First one I'll say, Born to be Wild. What comes to mind?
Oh, and see, you might not even heard of this, but Born to be Wild always makes me think of when you go back, there was a movie called Problem Child. And it was just like a comedy about a kid who was just a real handful.
I was going to say Wild Hogs.
Oh, wow. That is very different.
Which should
movies.
be on nobody's list of top of mind.
Not.
Fortunate Son.
Gotta be Forrest Gump, right?
I was going to say Forrest Gump, too,
I mean, honestly, almost any movie with any reference to Vietnam fits in the spot because it's going to be in there.
Tropic Thunder works pretty good for Fortunate Son,
That is a
too.
good one.
Bad to the Bone. Is it Terminator 2?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Terminator 2 probably had the most like memorable use of it.
Yeah. Back in Black.
Iron Man, honestly, is what comes to mind for me.
Yeah, it's probably Iron Man, I'd say. I mean, I can't even think of anything else that uses that.
It's weird because like Back in Black is such a song that is just so prevalently used everywhere that it's hard to pinpoint.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh, Con Air, baby.
Con Air. I was going to say 8 Mile.
Oh, do they use Sweet Home? They do. That's right.
When they're like trying to fix the car, and then he realized the guy from his high school is hooking up with his mom.
He starts like freeling over it.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking Con Air, which is like one of my favorite Nick Cage movies.
Gimme Shelter, Stones.
Casino.
Oh, Goodfellas.
Where they're putting up all of the hidden cameras in the casinos.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I go Goodfellas on there, but you can't go wrong with either of those
Basically
movies.
the same thing.
Kung Fu Fighting.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Oh, Rush Hour 3.
Oh, two great movies. Yeah. Underrated flicks.
Now, I do want to play some examples here because I don't know if you know the names of this, but O Fortuna, this?
Oh, yeah.
When you hear this, what comes to mind?
I mean, isn't this the one that they use for like most of the Jackass intros?
Yes.
Yeah, that's always the one. Like, again, there's
exactly where my mind goes.
So many like horror movies and stuff because it's so foreboding, but the slow motion getting hurt 4 times.
Yeah. Riding in a shopping cart, crashing into things. I love that comes to your brain.
100%.
And then the other one here is, I mean, it's from the movie Chariots of Fire.
Oh, Chariots of Fire.
But when you hear this, what movie comes to mind?
When I hear this, the first thing I think of is my mom actually taught herself to play this song on the piano, and I remember being mind blown by that.
Okay.
But from movies, oh, this is so dumb. Do you remember Bruce Almighty with Morgan Freeman and Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
And they have the big giant cookie that he's reporting on at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And he's running with the jugs of milk, pouring it in everybody's cup.
I'm glad you have a comedy one, because I was gonna say, do you remember the scene in Old School when Will Ferrell's doing like a slow motion gymnastics vault routine?
Also, a fantastic scene and use of this song.
I feel like this is used in almost any sort of comedy movie when someone like fat is falling down in a race.
Yeah, or anytime like 2 people are running down a beach towards one. They use this in Madagascar, for crying out loud. The lion is like running towards the zebra, I want to say, and they're like, and it's happening in the background.
What I've learned today is it doesn't matter how good of a song or a movie you've made. The crossover between good and bad is going to happen more than you'd like it to.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini, 2 of the youngest stars in the NHL, just signed massive contracts. Macklin Celebrini signing a total $94 million 5-year contract, and Connor Bedard signing a $75 million 5-year contract.
I know, like, obviously they're in different sports and different points in their career and different abilities to contribute to the team. But it's got to be crazy for like a Macklin Celebrini to look at the news and realize he's making 8 times more than LeBron James.
Dude, it's crazy when you break it down that by the end of their contracts, like, they're still going to be in their 20s.
Right. Yeah. Because normally, in the past, like when a major athlete hits that big jackpot contract, it's probably the last one they're going to get.
Celebrini's $94 million. It would take the average person to work over 1,500 years to earn this amount of money.
I love this newfound interest in math you've developed recently, but I will say you use it for evil. No one needed that information today.
So remember, when you're making your bets on FanDuel or Bet365, there's no amounts of gambling you can do to ever catch up to these young men here.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We're talking a lot about movies and music because we've got our blockbuster long weekend. Tough question, but if you had to narrow it down, what is the greatest fictional band of all time?
Damn. There are really good options. I think, and maybe this is just like a little bit of Canadiana, Dan Aykroyd. I think I go Blues Brothers.
You could argue, though, that the Blues Brothers are a real group.
You're right, actually. Like, started fictional, but made that crossover. Does that disqualify them from the discussion?
Because, I mean, a lot of people say it about Tenacious D, too, but you got to remember Tenacious D was a real band before the movies. So.
Okay. I'll let that slide. Ooh, what was the band from Wayne's World that Cassandra was? Crucial Taunt.
Okay.
I'm not going to say like the greatest band of all time, but that band did make me think Ballroom Blitz was a banger.
Hear me out. I will say Steel Dragon.
Oh, the Mark Wahlberg movie.
From Rockstar has got to be the greatest fictional band of all time. That soundtrack, have you ever gone back and listened to it?
It holds up.
Dude, it absolutely slaps. Now, if you didn't know, it is not Mark Wahlberg singing these songs here. But do you know who like actually recorded all this music?
No, like I'm even just like trying to listen right now. I oddly enough have never looked it up.
That's the singer of Steelheart.
Oh, okay.
And then on the guitar, you've got Zach Wilde.
Yeah.
On the drums, you've got Jason Bonham.
Oh, so, you know, just a little super group.
And then Jeff Pilson of Dokken. So, like, honestly, they should just tour.
Honestly, if you put those guys together, you could have had Mark Wahlberg on vocals and it still would have ripped.
Right? That is like the greatest fictional band of all. I don't know why they never have done anything.
I wonder if when they were recording for the soundtrack, maybe the vibes were off. You know, maybe they're like, let's not hang out.
I know there's a lot of people that maybe like don't like the movie. Maybe that's just it.
Well,
but
the movie is what it is. But like, if you want to argue soundtracks, you can't talk ill of a soundtrack that sounds that good.
I think it goes this band and it goes Dewey Cox in at number 2.
Dude, Walk Hard, such an underrated movie, both from a comedy standpoint and from just a like, those songs bury themselves in your brain.
A Steel Dragon, Dewey Cox, Blues Brothers tour would do numbers.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know, every city should hope for some citizen to become as famous and love that city as Detroit and Eminem, the rapper. Like they have this relationship that is really cool if you're from Detroit. And he's done a lot for charity, including a children's charity, the Marshall Mathers Foundation, that goes to help kids in need. To make money for that charity, he started an auction of 117 pairs of shoes from his personal and private collection, which is pretty cool. Like if you are an Eminem fan, you want to own a piece of this history, you can go buy this man's shoes.
Well, I'm sure even if you're like a sneakerhead, you got to imagine what they're like. A lot of Jordans, Nike, stuff like that, right?
Pumas, Adidas, stuff that was never meant to be sold to the public. There are shoes I saw that are like, there only 45 pairs were made.
Maybe this is a weird question. Does it specify if they've been used? Because I feel like that makes them like a hotter ticket for some people.
Oh, 100%. And it doesn't. Like even, you remember when he was at the Super Bowl performing with Snoop Dogg and Dre and all that?
Yeah.
So there are a couple different pairs of shoes that are both labeled the same way, saying that these shoes were created specifically for Eminem's performance during the Super Bowl 56 halftime show. But it doesn't specify if he wore either one or if it's just from the small batch that was there. And I feel like they're keeping that open so that people will bid on both, find out when they get them home, like the old Yeah, these were the ones.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is it makes a huge difference on how much people are going to spend. And it's a weird thing, too, as I can tell you as someone who collects like a lot of like game used memorabilia.
Right.
Like having the game used on it makes the ticket go up. Although I think the thing you have to realize is if any of this intrigues you, and I mean, no disrespect by it, as someone who collects weird memorabilia, you have to realize that Eminem will never be friends with you.
That is, yeah. Just because you own a pair of shoes, he may have gone for a walk-in.
Think about how creepy that is to go up to someone and be like, I spent $10,000 to buy your shoes.
Oh,
Like,
funny you should mention that. One of those Super Bowl pairs of shoes is the leading bidder right now at $10,000.
Exactly.
And it's only going to go up from there. But would you wear them? Like, would you wear these shoes? They're signed right off the bat. You probably shouldn't wear anything that's signed. And then their shoes, like as soon as you go walking around in them, they lose a lot of value.
I don't know. I mean, it all depends on like where you are in your life. Do you feel like you need to walk a mile in M&M shoes? You know what I mean? Like that's the thing you need to look at yourself for.
Yeah.
Is like, A, am I just wasting my money on like frivolous crap? Yes. And B, am I trying to live in another man's skin? Maybe that's it.
Might be a small piece of that.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
It was funny yesterday. Like we just had this kind of random conversation, hearkening back to like collecting empty beer cans and boxes and Bubba kegs and stuff like that. And you brought up the idea that like so many people's collectibles just got chucked out by like a spouse, a partner, or like a grandparent who was just cleaning the attic.
Yeah.
Found a story of a grandma who actually is in the news right now because she found a bunch of collectible stuff and instead of throwing it out, brought it to her kids. It's all old Pokemon toys and Pokemon cards.
It's probably worth so much money.
They're valuing it. And this is just it now. They haven't even looked at everything yet. $250,000.
Damn.
$250,000 in Pokemon cards that grandma had to make the decision of, should I give these to the grandkids or should I just dump them in the garbage?
That's the crazy thing, man, is like as a parent, you've probably gotten rid of like a lot of your kids' toys. And
Yeah.
how are you supposed to know? But I guarantee you there's something that you've got rid of your kids already that like 20 years from now
For sure.
is going to be worth something. Because how much stuff do you reminisce on where you're like, oh, I used to have this or I used to have this, and you see it go for thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars online.
But that's the thing is like you look in the box, like the kid's toy box or whatever, and you have no idea. Like my parents had no idea that keeping that old Nintendo that I abandoned as soon as I got a Super Nintendo or a PlayStation or any of that would be worth hundreds of dollars. Or even think about how much money we as kids and even like our parents and grandparents spent on hockey cards.
Yeah.
Thinking they were making an investment in our future.
The weird thing is like I applaud anyone who kept like their old toys and kept them in the packages. Like I don't know how as a child you knew that was going to be worth something, but like how boring were you as a kid? Like, you know, hey, it's nice. Like I'm very jealous of you that you get to cash out.
Yeah.
But how boring were you to hang out as where I couldn't play with your action figures because you were keeping them in the box?
Right, those LJN rubber wrestling figures. I had them as a kid. I used to make them wrestle all the time. I still have a couple of them, and they're like paint is peeling off. They're all bent up and stuff. The idea that there was another kid down the street that had the same ones and they're still in the box, like, hey, congratulations on never having to work again, but like, nerd.
I guess some of us peaked in childhood, eh? Like,
yeah, that's probably a safe bet.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Congratulations to Canada's Commonwealth Games team.
the Commonwealth Games is going on?
Yeah, man, they're in Glasgow, Scotland right now.
No, I had no idea.
Had no clue. Found out we've already won 40 medals.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, man, 14 gold, 12 silver, 14 bronze. I was watching it at the gym is actually where I found out that it was on. You know, they got the TVs on.
Yeah.
And I look up and it was the women's 100-meter race happening the other day. And I'm watching and you see the women walking around. They're showing the Canadian woman who ended up running a pretty decent race but didn't win.
Okay.
And they're all doing like the classic runner thing of like shaking the arms, shaking the legs, trying to stay loose.
Yeah.
It is absolutely buckets raining. Like it's torrential downpour. And I'm like, oh man, that must suck. Like, how do you, as an athlete, stay in the mindset of like ready to race when you're clearly waiting for a rain delay? No, they dropped into the blocks and just started sprinting through the rain. Like they're running in so much rain on the track, they're kicking up a wake. Like, it's like watching your buddy jet ski out on the lake. It's crazy.
It sucked to be behind someone just getting sprayed. But I mean, at the same point, running in the rain probably feels nice.
Honestly, having like the rain just like coming down on you, you would stay so cool for the entire race.
Unless you're losing.
Unless you're losing. Then it feels like one of those really sad music videos you pretend you're in when you're in the car and you're driving. Yeah. But I was just like, man, how is this like... I understand they're all wearing cleats and stuff like that. So I started looking into it. Apparently, like, they just give them a little bit of extra warm-up time. They wear a different spike in their cleats that gives them a little more water traction. Okay. Even some of the other events that were happening, like, it was full track and field day. There were people throwing discus in the rain.
That seems dangerous.
Imagine spinning around and throwing a giant steel frisbee, and they're like, oh, well, we'll just have somebody come out with a towel before you go.
Lost my grip on that one a little bit there.
Gotta be one of the worst things. This is up there with moving to be like the worst thing to be caught in the rain doing. I just cannot fathom.
It's throwing discus, it's moving, and trying to light a cigarette. Those are the three worst things that you can do in the rain right there.
I did love, though, they're like, people were asking on social media, like, well, why don't they just wait for like later in the day or another day? And everybody was just like, it's Glasgow. It's not going to get better.
It's going to rain.
It's going to be like this for a long time.
You know what? It's funny is if you complain about those three things to people in Glasgow, they know how to throw discus, they know how to move, and they know how to light a cigarette in the rain.
They're just with a ripping Scottish accent, just telling you to stop being such a wuss.
Doing all three at once, probably, yeah.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We've got Rob on the phone. What's going on, man?
Just touching base with what you guys were just saying about those, about the Commonwealth Games. Any kind of road race, whether it be in a car, motorcycle, anything like that. I mean, there's, I used to do a little bit of rallying, and I can tell you that there's absolutely nothing worse than having to deal with rain. If you're in the mud, that's even, that can definitely change the outcome of a race.
I always feel bad for people I see riding like motorcycles out in the summer, and you see them like under an overpass just waiting for the rain to pass, because it just feels like nails on their skin, right?
Well, especially this time of year when you're talking about the middle of the summer, you can go out on a gorgeous day with not a cloud, and half an hour later you're finding yourself looking for that bridge, because of that thunderstorm that's just rolled in.
It's that same feeling of, like you were saying about being up on the roof, where you look up and you see the clouds and you're like, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Yeah. You can't get your hammer to swing fast enough.
It's kind of like camping in the rain, You're like, oh, I would get to experience the great outdoors. Yeah. And you're like, why are we even doing this?
Or being out in a lake when you get caught out there. Then now what are you supposed to do, right? I mean, you have no options but to just sit there and suck it up, I guess.
It's kind of like a lot of people texted in and said one of the worst feelings is if you've ever had to wait for the bus in the rain.
Just standing on the side of the road.
Go anywhere. This is your method of transportation, At
least if you're walking, because like walking also sucks, or even you were saying motorcycle, like I was thinking like when you're on a bike, seeing someone on a bike in the middle of a rainstorm, you're getting just as soaked as the person who's standing waiting for the bus if there's no shelter. But at least when you're walking or biking, like you're on the move, you feel like you're making progress. Just having to stand somewhere and get pelted by rain and like you have no control over the situation, your brain just starts screaming.
Someone else brought up a good point and said, I feel bad for the people watching at the Commonwealth Games that have to sit and stand there in the rain. Honestly, just like standing around, like if you've ever been at a concert or something. Yeah. Right?
Like at least the people running the 100 meter are running the 100 meter at a major international tournament. You are a schmuck that paid $40 to go sit in the nosebleeds and get soaked.
Yeah. I do love the text in at 762-555 and said trying to get your dog to go outside and go potty when it's raining.
Oh, you're a big dog walking guy. How many times have you gotten caught out in the rain when you're walking them?
Getting caught out in the rain sucks, but when you like know that you're going out somewhere and it's like you're like, please just go pee. Just go pee. Get a little wet outside so I don't have to clean up some wet when I come home later,
You don't ruin my carpets and floor.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You're fired.
All right, we've got $100 in Lotto 649 tickets, and we're still playing You're Fired.
So far this week, we've asked you to tell us stories, real or fake, about coworkers, bosses, teachers that have been fired, and we have learned some wild things about some people.
Yeah.
But we are making it more personal today. We are asking you, why did you get fired?
All right, we're looking for some honesty here. We've got a lot of people sending in voice memos. Let us know who has the best firing story here this morning, 762-555. We'll start with this one from Chris.
So, when I was younger, I was working at a clothing factory in a small town. One shift, I didn't really want to go to work. I had a great mother, so she went to work for me. Unbeknownst to me, the owner was in town, went to the store to do some shopping. My mother surprised him at the door, did a great job. I got fired. My mother, she got hired.
Stole his job.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that sounds like the most small town thing of all time, does it not?
Super small town. Like, especially like the idea that the boss would even walk in and be like, hey, you're not Chris, you're Chris's mom.
Yeah. We've got Brittany here.
So I got fired because my sister didn't show up to work.
Wait.
How are you going to just drop that and not tell the rest of the story?
I mean, the last guy had an actual story about how he sent his mom into work. This other one just like, my sister didn't show up.
What did your sister do? Why was your sister responsible for your job employment?
So I got fired because my sister didn't show up to work.
I feel like I need more details.
It's so mysterious.
No name on this one here.
I took a job as a waitress, which I shouldn't have because I wasn't good at it. I'd overfill the coffee cups, forget the cutlery, have to make a second trip back to the table to ask them what kind of bread they wanted, if they wanted it plain and toasted. And I guess I developed a bit of a nervous tick, especially when it got busy. I would like mutter to myself and drop things, spill things. So at one point after 2 weeks in, no, it was even 2 weeks, my employer took me aside and said, you know, I don't think as a waitress you can cut it. And it was the best news I ever got.
Okay. She was just a really bad waitress.
Just finding out you got hired for a job that you suck at. And you know what? Not every firing is a sad story.
Let's see what Skeggs has got here.
Morning, fellas. It's Skeggs. I was on, it was about my third week at work, still on probation, obviously, and I told my boss, we started at 7:30, and I told my boss, we don't do anything until 9 o'clock anyways. I left. He didn't.
It's always tough when you think you have that rapport with your boss to find out, no, in fact, you do
You're not that guy?
You're not that guy, pal.
All right, we'll do one more. Here's Ryan.
Hey, it's Ryan. So, I'm at this client's house doing an install, and everything goes fine, smooth. That's fine and all. I had to ask to use the washroom, no problem there. Finished up the job, went back home. Very next day, I got called in the office. I got told I was fired. I asked why. They said because I stunk up the bathroom so bad that the client called to complain and made a big stink about it.
And they fired you for that?
That sucks.
How big of a nuke did you drop?
Like, that's the thing. We've all heard stories of, like, contractors, tradies, whatever, like, using a bathroom without asking, and that's a problem because it's kind of like a privacy thing. But you did the right thing. You asked permission. We're given permission to go in, and you just made such a mess of it.
I'm not buying the story unless I get more details that it's like, you must have done this so many times.
You don't think it was a one-off?
That, like, they called your boss so many times about something like this. They're like, we just can't have you working for us anymore.
He cannot keep getting away with
I feel
this.
like one, you can get away with one. You know what I mean? But this must have happened like 5 or 6 times where his boss was like, listen, dude.
Or maybe it was just that foul that one is all it takes.
Well, who are we picking with for a winner here today? What do you
that
think?
one is the standout for
That
me.
is?
Getting fired not because you use the bathroom, but because you abuse the bathroom.
You like that better than this one?
So I got fired because my sister didn't show up to work.
I just want to know more. If there'd been more, maybe it could have been a winner.
Maybe the reason she didn't show up for work is because Ryan clogged her toilet. That's what it is. All right, we'll give it to Ryan. Ding. Round of applause. and $100 in Lotto 649 tickets is yours, my man.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Right now we need your text. 762-555. Ask a question to us right now. We'll read it on the radio. But you gotta ask us right now. 762-555. Ask a question, we'll read it on the radio in just a couple minutes. All we need you to do is send your text right now. We really need your text right now. 762-555 right now. Ask a question to us. First one in here. Kind of, I mean, maybe not directed at you, but you're the only person who can have an answer.
Okay.
It says, what hair color do they actually type on a bald person's driver's license?
Oh, interesting. You know what? I still technically have hair on my current driver's license because the picture is old enough. It was before I gave up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess maybe if you have facial hair, do they default to that? Like if I had a clean shaven head down to the wood.
Does the hair just go for the entire body?
Right. Well, even that. I mean, you've seen me with my shirt off. It's a patchwork clock here. Like everything's a little bit different.
But like, if you're just like completely bald, is it just NA? Like not
maybe that's it. Yeah. No, man, NA on the driver's license might be emotionally.
It's 2026. You're not allowed to ask me that. I don't feel comfortable.
I identify as a blonde.
Someone said, if you are waiting for the waiter, doesn't that technically make you the waiter?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not high enough for this cycle of thought, but you're not technically wrong.
Someone hit the bubbler this morning. Someone said, boys, what do you think of this? Work is making us attend a mandatory barbecue with our sister company tomorrow and closing shop at noon, but are only paying us until noon, and we are required to stay there till 2.
Oh.
Don't you think they should have to pay us the whole time? Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not allowed to leave, then you're on the clock. It doesn't matter if you're working or barbecuing. If you can't leave, then you are working. That's it. That's all there is to it. Like, not to encourage snitchery, but like call the labor board for that, man. Mm-hmm. You're definitely, nobody should be getting paid in cheeseburgers.
Yes. No. Any sort of food is not acceptable payment, especially if they're just like making you hang out with you. There's nothing worse than being forced to hang out with your coworkers unless you're getting paid for it.
Right. Like, listen, if you're sitting around and you're having burgers and drinks and whatever, sounds like a decent afternoon. But if you're not allowed to be like, actually, I'd rather just go home, then you should be getting paid.
Be a man and tell us your company name, and we'll shame bell them.
Unless they buy advertising, then we won't.
Someone said, why do people say sleep like a baby when babies actually wake up crying every 2 hours? Speaking from someone who just had a newborn.
That's actually 100% true. The saying should be sleep like the elderly.
Yeah,
like that's
sleep like a coma patient.
Absolutely. My kids were awful sleepers when they were babies. Sleeping like a baby sounds terrible. Sounds like how I currently sleep.
If your baby actually sleeps like a quote baby, you're putting your hand over it to make sure it's alive.
Yeah, just checking for a breath pattern.
All right, final one here says, if you had to change your name to a type of cheese, what type of cheese would you pick?
I don't know. Marble does sound pretty tough.
Marble,
sounds like a pretty tough name.
I feel like you got to think about like what names could you use as like a short form. Like Brie, if you're a girl, works perfect.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just a name in itself. But if you're like Ricotta and you're like, just call me Rick.
Just call me Rick. My name's Cam. Full name Camembert.
Yeah.
Sounds really fancy too.
My name's Jean, short form for Parmesan.
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby Podcast.